All right, so in the last lecture, we actually played around with the Sequelize, and we were able to basically get the data, but that data doesn't make any sense if we can't display it on the page, on the front end, right, on the mustache pages. So I've added a dependency package on Mustache Express. So this is all the things that you have already done at this point. Mustache, I've actually created a view in the views folder which simply says index. And if I go over there, just going to say hello world. So now we need to send all the tasks that we have in the database and we need to send it to our interface. So these are the two tasks that we have: mow the lawn and do the dishes, and I want to display it on the page. So how can I do that? So let's go to app.js. So scroll down to, I'm going to use that if you go to the root, then it should basically display those tasks. But first thing first, right now it displays hello world. I need to change that to make sure that my index.mustache page gets rendered and not just a text message saying hello world. res.render, the name of the page that you want to render, in this case is index. Let's go ahead and save it and run it. There we go. So we got index. All right, great. But how do we send the data back to it? So let's go ahead and do that. So models.task.find all, right? Then call this function, which will have all the tasks, which we covered actually last time. We're not going to use a render over there because we only have access to the task right inside over here. So on line number 61 or 62, I can go ahead and say render. The view is index, but now this time we're going to pass in something to the view. And we can say task, and the value is task. Now this is a key, and this is the value. The key can be anything. You can say over here cat. It doesn't really matter. But giving it something meaningful. This one is a value. Now this is very important that you actually pass this person over here. Once again, you can change the name over here, the variable name, but remember to change it over here. This is just a key. You can use anything you like. You can use your name if you like. But once again, we are keeping it more descriptive. Okay. So we're definitely sending task to the index page. Here's our index page. How can we display the task? Well, let's first see that even if we are getting the task or not. So task, this is once again the key, which refers to this key. But by saying this key, by accessing this key, we get the value. So over here, we get the value. And we can say task over here. Simple, right? I mean, we're not printing it out right now. We're just saying that if this runs for 2 times, then we know that it's getting our task because there are 2 tasks in the database. Hello world. Hello world. Definitely. It's definitely getting the task. All right, so how can we display the task right over here instead of hello world? So each task inside the task array, the task collection, is an object, right? That object contains a number of properties, but one of them, actually you might be able to print it out over here. So let's go ahead and print it out. Task. We've already done these kind of things. So. All right, let's go ahead and refresh it. So this is what that object contains. It contains 2 task objects. This is the first one, and these are the values that it contains. We want to display the title. How can we access the title? Well, using the title property. All right. So let's go into our mustache and change that to title. Let's go ahead and refresh it. And there we go. We got our title displayed on the screen. They don't really look good Let's go ahead and change that. UL, LI, just making them a little bit better. And let's put this over here so that this is going to run a loop from here till here. So anything that is between this and this gets executed for the number of times that there are items in the task. Right now there are only 2. What do we want to do? Oh, we want to display the title. Let's go ahead and refresh. And now it looks more decent. It's displaying in vertical fashion.